All right, well, peace, peace, peace. Hopefully, first and foremost, hopefully, most high house shots judging y'all day, man. Yeah, man. I just want, and by His mercies we aren't consumed, man. It's blessing we see another day. I'm a little tired, but I'm just gonna go into some things, man. Man. I just, you know what? I might go into that today. I might do that anyway, but doing something in my mind, but yeah, man. I was just like, Yeah, man, I was just thinking about this too, man, yesterday, because you know what it is too. Shout out to the brother that sent me a firstborn too, because this popped in my mind, man. Because now it's like let me get this John 13 real quick, man, because it's like that Scarface song, man. Now I feel you, man, because honestly, man, honestly, let's go to Matthew before that, man. Honestly, man, you know, yeah, then I'm gonna get Iraq. Actually, yeah, you know what, yeah, yeah, mm-hmm. You know what, yeah. Mm, yeah. Anyway, Matthew chapter 5 and verse 7. It says, "Blessed are those that are merciful; they shall find mercy." Exactly, man. So but you gotta be merciful, man. And also too, man, because a lot of times, well, overused word now is just like of course, like I said, trauma, things of that nature. Like shout out to brother, send me your firstborn too. My bad, I'm a little tired because I'm trying to think about something, but because a lot of times trauma is like people that actually get, and there's different level of tears, like honestly the trauma, because it's actually like somebody's been sexually sexually assaulted by a stranger, or a bit, or a serial rapist, or somebody they knew, a loved one, a family member, or some of that part, or so, well, anywhere, or somebody that's seen somebody die, see their loved one, or see a homie, or see somebody die, and they let holding them, taking their last breath. So somebody sees somebody die, or somebody getting that was shot, or somebody almost getting beat to death, or somebody things like that nature, or abandonment. Those are actually real trauma things that nature. When I hear trauma, not shout out to brother, some of your firstborn, not pretty much not having the childhood or upbringing that you wanted, man. That's not really trauma. Just like I went to the other day, toxic, man. When people say toxic, man, just because um people don't say, so, do or say certain things that you don't like, man. That's not like toxic, man. That's not like no. That's not because can people be what's the word I'm looking for, non like they just don't want to be around certain people, or they're very there actually are actual toxic people. But now I think that's just an overused word, a thing that people people that aren't as welcoming, or just good to be around, like kind of like Sirach 27 says, minding the time around them. But let me get this Sirach 28 real quick, man, because yeah um Ecclesiastes chapter yeah, it's gonna line up 28, also on Sirach 28. Forgive thy neighbor all the hurt he hath done unto thee, so shall thy sins be forgiven when thou prayest. One man beareth hatred against another, and doeth he seek pardon from the Lord. He that sheweth no mercy to a man which is like himself, doeth he ask forgiveness for his own sins? But verse 5, if he that but his flesh nourisheth hatred, who will entreat and pardon him for his sins? So yeah, man, exactly, because that's the ultimate hypocrite. That's that, honestly, that kind of goes into what First John 4 goes into, man. Or this forgiveness, man. Okay, how can you? Because I'm telling you, man, people that are let me say, people that don't forgive. I talk to many people like that. They aren't they don't forgive. I mean, don't get me wrong. When somebody does you wrong, no, it's human. Can you be human nature? You get it, man. That's why Sirach 18 and First John, 18 says what it says. He can show no mercy. His mercy is upon all flesh. All man can only have but so much mercy to to his neighbor, man. But most High's mercies are upon all flesh, and First John 4:20 says, his heart is bigger than ours, man. So things of nature. So don't get me wrong, I get it, man. No matter what happened, man, but you gotta forgive, man, because in that day, man, when you stand before the Most High house, you gonna want that forgiveness, man. I'm telling you, man. That's why it's so what's called heavy to forgive, man. Honestly, man, and and that's just is what it is, man. So Seriously, man. Like, no, forgiveness is like I mentioned to. It's not always like, it's to forgive somebody in sincerity and truth, like, without dissimulation, man. Like Joseph forgiveness, or David, the mercy he showed. That's why he's a man at the Most High's heart. Man, he's at the Most High's mind. But but yeah, man, that type of stuff, man. But honestly, man, that's is what it is, because that's like, because a lot of times, like, just like, man, I was thinking about, like, I always mention the story, man. Like, even during time before I came to work, before I came in the knowledge, man, that just bothered me, man. The whole, like, Rick Ross, like 2012, he had an album called God forgives, I don't. And it's crazy because like I remember like months ago before that, probably that either early 2011, things of that nature. Yeah, I think it was early that following that year before that, for a few months before that, it was like probably that fall, whatever. He was on a plane, and he had a stroke on a plane, pretty much. And I was like, bro, we better. I remember here watching. What was it? I used to watch it. I mean, I listened to not watch, but listen to comedian Maranzio Vance. Man, I was listening to his podcast, Just Killing Time, a lot. I don't really listen to it anymore like that, but years ago I used to listen to a lot. He made a lot of good points, things of that nature. He was very funny and made a lot of good points. I think his first, Jake, or first so-called, like, I honestly, Jake's first so-called black comic to have a podcast too. I think he mentioned that he got inspired by Bill Burr having the podcast, whatever. But that's neither here nor there. And he had mentioned that too. He made that point, like, when it happened, like, when I used to listen to the podcast, and that always clicked with me. And then, like, when the album came out and how during the promo, I was like, yeah, man, like, bro, you just had a stroke on a plane, something. Now you saying God forgives, I don't. Pretty much saying, like, I just didn't like that. Just rubbed me the wrong way. I'm like, who are you? Like, like. I just didn't like that, man. That just rubbed me the wrong way. Like, especially something like that. Like, that's kind of line up what we talking about too. But I'm just saying to say, because a lot of people had that, like, non-forgiveness. Like, don't get me wrong, it's not always easy, but shoot, man, you have to forgive, man. Look what, shoot, look at the Most High house, like what your house y'all went through, man. Like, all the men in the scriptures did, like, So it's like, but is the like. And he knew he was going to go through it, man. But anyway, man. But, of course, it's in the law to forgive, man. So, it says what it is. I say it to say, man, because, you got to forgive. Like, I know this just goes out to, like, us, whether parents, like, or guardians or loved ones that raise you, because not everybody did have parents, whether foster home or aunts, uncles, or uncles or aunts or grandparents, grandfather, grandmother, your mom or father, man. Like, you gotta have a little show a little mercy to them. Now I'm getting older, I'm kind of realizing that, man, because honestly, man, I apologize. Like, my mom used to say to me, look, because a lot of times, my mom did a lot of things, like, kind of growing up, that not only affected like her, but affected us, like, like me, my brother, and my sister, things like that. She's made a lot of bad decisions, things of that nature. But so, like, me in my life, so is, like, of course, everybody else. But but she used to tell me all the time. She said, "Son, listen, I'm just like, I'm human too, son. Like, because like a lot of times I would, like, put a lot of, like, I would, like, put a lot of, like, expectations on her, man. It's like, like, expectations on her and my papa and her, man. So, but it's still, like, you got to, like, shout out to brother sent me first one said, man, too, you gotta realize you gotta forgive your peoples, man, because they human too, man. Honestly, they were like that too, and honestly, that's why. And no, let me get this too before I get this now. Before that's why this is written right here, man, because. Let me get this. Yeah, let me see, get that. Yeah, let me get this first. Oh, yeah. Okay, wait. What's that about? All right, hold on, y'all. All right, cool. My bad. It took me a minute to find this. I don't know. I haven't read this in a minute. I was just looking at that, but yeah, man. This is why Paul writes this, man. 1 Corinthians chapter 4, verse 6. It says, "And these things, brethren, I have that I have in these things, brother. I have and I have in a figure transferred myself into Apollos for your sakes, that you may learn in us not to think a man above what which is written, and to that none of you be puffed up or one against another, man. So you can't put anybody above what's written in the word, outside, even outside the word, man. It's not good to have any too much expectations on people. That's crazy. That's all praise to Most High for that, and your house for that, because that's the spirit. That's kind of like what I saw last night. The Joker movie was about, man, because I ain't getting in the way, but actually, that was kind of the first one, and the second one was like about two as well. So kind of there's so many layers to that, but and that's just going to like Colt one. That's actually what we just read. Honestly, man, that's good. That's going to idolatry, not wanting to be a fandom, things of that nature. That's what that's going into as well, and there's so much layers to that as well. But that whole thing, but as well. But yeah, man. But shout out to Brother Chronicles Jr., man, because years ago he said this, man. Honestly, man, you gotta. That's why shout out to Brother Semi First One too, man, because you gotta let people be them, man. Honestly, man, you gotta let people be them, man. You can't be mad when people are just them, because that's why I kind of what kind of like the video I did. We talked about a few days ago when about me being the middle child, and I realized the Most High teaching me that it wasn't always about me, man. So yeah, man, you gotta really, because people aren't here, people aren't, because the word what you call them, another term that's getting heavy thrown around, overused now, is narcissist, things of that nature. But that's another word. It's a lot of words that's getting kind of thrown around loosely, things of that nature. But but that to me, honestly, that's a key, of that, man, because people aren't here, in my word, in my life, just to or just people aren't just in general, or are here to be the image that I shaped them to be in my mind, man. Because that's shout out to Brother Chronicles Jr., man. He says, listen, man, because it's not fair to that person them to be themselves, because a lot of people doesn't matter, even man or woman, man. People can have that attraction. It cannot be on not a romantic or a sexual or in a relationship type of in a partnership or a relationship type of dynamic, where people have this um image in their mind of what this person is supposed to be, when you gotta let people be them, man. Listen, man, that's just, you gotta let people be them, man. Know their strengths and weaknesses, and honestly, man, as a man, honestly, you should know that one of the key things the Brother Chronicles of Judah always said, man, know your limitations too, man. So yeah, man, know your limitations too, man. Just because yeah, man, people aren't just here to just to be what in their mind what I think it should be, man. That's actually, I know how kind of sick that is. I could have because I have a cousin, things of that nature. I, in my mind, I think a direction that he could have went in, Wakam would have been better, for him. But he does music now, so that's just him. That's just his life. I can't tell nobody what to do like that in their life, in that in that aspect. As far as of course getting the word, but as far as that, man, no, man, it's not. He's not living for me, man. So that's just is what it is, man. Because a lot of people do that, man. But that's just kind of tying into that. But yeah, man, you gotta let people be them, man, because it's not fair to that person, man. Listen, man, because sometimes you just gotta let people be there. I like when people just are them, that's just it. They're just them. That's it. Because it's not about when I'm. Well, yeah, that's why no. Let me get this Colossians. Come with detour a little bit. Let me get that Colossians 4 real quick. Colossians chapter 4 verse 6. It says, "Let your speech always be always be with grace, seasoned with salt, that ye may know how to ye ought to answer every man." Yeah, exactly, man. So know how to work with and interact with different people, man. Because listen, man, I talk to different lawyers, different business owners. Also talk to gangster niggas. I talk to them too. Not hang around, but how to see gauge different people. Just you gotta learn how to interact with different people, man. That's what Yahweh Shah did, man. So it's and any other skilled man in this world, or non-to righteous man in this world, could do, man. It's just but yeah, that's just is what it is, man. So you gotta let people just be them. That's just it. They're not here to like no, they're not pets. They're not just here, because a lot of people will have that, man. But it's just it is what it is. But I'm not going to go into that. That's just kind of going to something else. But yeah, my point is that yeah, man, you can't like because a lot of times that does kind of tie into what I'm saying, man. Because a lot of times you can't just you know with our parents, man, like things of that nature, or your loved ones, whoever raised you, man. We put a lot of expectations on it, and a lot, and too, like it is too, because like honestly, like you should before you even have a child, you should have thought things out, man. Because a lot of children, honestly, that are born have been there. They were actually like like mistakes, man. Honestly, they weren't like she's supposed to happen. That's really, and you could tell it's like, damn, but nothing to do but feel for that child, man. Because I working with youth, man, I seen some, but pretty much, man, you gotta realize and remember that your parents, like or guardians, whoever, they was people too, man. The mistakes they made, you gotta forgive them for that, man. Because I just told them, I was telling my mom about that. I was like, listen, mom, I'm sorry for that, man. Because, like, she understood. She said, no, son, you don't have to apologize. It just comes with the territory. But, I was realizing, like, no, man, because a lot of times I would just go hard. I would just kind of be so upset, and, things of that nature at you. I would just be like, so every little mistake, like, that, that you would do, even though a lot it is what it is. But once I hit like in my younger 20s, even now, it's the mistakes I made and like working with youth now, I'm kind of seeing what she was saying. It's like, listen, okay, you got to remember too, like there are people too, adults are people as well, man. Like they make mistakes as well. So that's just is what it is. I'm saying for the aspect of just oh yeah, man, just forgiving, man. So. Yeah, man, because that's like that Scarface song, man. Now I feel you. I didn't understand now. Now I feel you. Now I hear what she said during that, man. Even some state things that my dad like did, like he even said that. But I was like, listen, man, it's just like, okay, he was just you can't put anybody above what is written. Like, all right, cool, they just made those mistakes. It's all good. Cause cause a lot of times like I think nowadays like working with. I don't know. That's just another time for another day. I won't say that, but John chapter 13 verse 7 says, "How shall I answer? Said unto him, what I do knows not now, but thou shalt know hereafter." Of course, he's talking about his resurrection, but yeah, man, it's just like you don't know now, but now you understand though. So yeah, man, that's just is what it is with that, man. You can't like hold too much, like that's why that forgiveness and mercy is so important, man. Honestly, even with step parents or your parents or orphan, if you foster parents or guardian or grandmothers, grandfathers, aunts, uncles, shoot, if you was raised by your neighborhood people on the block, or just your parent, deceased parents, friends, or whoever, man. Like you gotta realize that, man. It's just like the fact that gotta have some level of mercy, man. Because honestly, man. Cause yeah, man, that's just is what it is. Now it is a balance too, cause like Ephesians says and Sirach says, like fathers don't provoke your children to wrath, or Sirach says for from an ungodly father, children are going to like feel some type of way from ungodly fathers. So that's in mind too. So now I'm not giving them a pass because the word says that, but it's still like as that you kind of gotta let your people's like, all right, cool, they was human too. They made mistakes as well. You gotta realize that. It's like, okay, like that's where forgiveness comes into play. Like now everybody's different, man. Because some people really had like actually yeah. That's why like having that compassion, that long suffering, that having the fruits of that, fruits of the Most High's character, fruits of the Spirit, fruits of that for the Most High character. Exodus 34:6 and Numbers 14:8, and like walking in that spirit, like you can have that in like how should I have Mark 6:34, having that compassion and being compassionate to people. You have that, man, because everybody's temperament is different on that, man. Because I was talking to like there's people out here that have been like killed by their own parents, see their parents killed, or yeah, I was talking to a brother months ago, man. His own mom tried to kill him, man. He's or like or you had daughters and sons that were molested by their parents, man, father, or mother. You have that out there, man. So it's not everything is different, man. So I'm not saying that I'm not going there, but I'm just saying that hopefully, hopefully it makes sense what I'm saying, man. But you gotta have things of that nature, man. So, cause honestly, man, listen, man, you gonna wish you did, man. Cause listen, man, tomorrow's not promised, man. Everything's of the Lord's will, man. Cause that's why I always get into that Lamentations, man. Because you know, see, listen, man. Cause also too, man, I gotta get better even checking in on my people's, man, my loved ones too, man. Cause I lost my grandfather back in February, man. Cause man, people you're gonna wish you did, before before that happens, man. But I say that to say, man, but also too, that's why also too, love is so important. Moving in love, love recovers all sins, and love is so important, man, because people love different ways, man. But there's nothing wrong with showing that compassion, and giving help. But no, everybody's love is not the same. Because my grandfather, his love was more just action, man. And he never even said I love you every time he hung up the phone. But we knew he did because what he just did. His actually the love is kind of like what what the Most High House does. Just listen, man, leaving everything that you have, all the glory that you have, and and the one he died for his namesake, of course, like Ezekiel 36 says, and two, dying for people that you didn't even deserve it, damn, that's love. That's that Romans 5 right there. That's love right there, man. So or shoot, man, you could read back in the garden, things that it's a lot of things that just plain love, man. So yeah, man, but I'm just hopefully it's edifying, man. But yeah, man, forgive the peoples, man, because it felt like that, big relief after that, after that yesterday, with my mom, man. I had to do that. I was like, you know what? Rather me now than too late, man. Because honestly, man, you never listen, man. Like Scarface said, man, so a minute to pray and a second to die, man. It's seriously, man, you shoot, man, tomorrow. Always say if it's of the Lord's will, man, Lord willing, don't boast of it tomorrow, man. You don't even know that. I'm not saying that to I'm saying that because it's real, man. Honestly, but yeah, man. Sometimes you need certain space, like the Brother Chronicles you said, from people's like, you know what, need certain space, certain people, but listen, man, always listen, man, that mercy, love, compassion, man, always moving that, man. So. Yeah, hopefully this is edifying, man, because I'm tired. I might do, it is what it is. But anyway, so peace.